the role of HR in this, or what role can HR play in this?
HR can get the people what are the issues and how can we find solution to this by doing what?
Yeah, I'll share an experience because you can probably tell us why this happened. I know a company, large company,
Right.
where a lot of companies have these employee suggestion schemes to bring out ideas,
Right.
especially from people at the
They
front
have
line.
suggestion box also.
Yeah, and people who are on the floor, on the ground.
Yeah.
These are some of the best ideas come from those people. Like the sachet and all is probably also
sure.
right.
But the toothpaste also.
Yeah.
Thing,
So like many companies, this company started a employee suggestion scheme and put HR in charge of this.
Right.
So there was scheme was announced and everything, and first 1 year, in 1 year there were actually no ideas that came, no results. Then the same initiative was taken away from HR and somebody else was put in charge of it. And the next 6 months, this company has got about 2,000 ideas, and this suggestion scheme is one of the biggest contributors to their bottom line.
I believe it.
So what could be the, I'm not trying to criticize HR.
I tell you what could have happened. HR's preoccupation with processes and systems. And when you are preoccupied with this, no innovation happens.
No innovation will be. Right, sir.
That's why most companies right now in manufacturing and other things, they are hiring engineers who know this and put them in HR. Including RIR is doing it. Because they know that these people understand the problem. So they not some HR guy who comes from a fancy B school and gets in charge and says, let's have this format and let's have this. This has to be finished within this time and this question has to be answered in this particular slot. You got to put the tick mark. They are so preoccupied with this formality and going through motion that they forget what the purpose is. That's what my greatest criticism against HR as it is. And that's why they get this. They know it all.
Saturation point was there actually.
Ajit?
Saturation point was there.
Boring cheese.
Boring.
See, that is measurable, so they get, we did this much. We did 30 training programs because there are so many man hours, so they can fill out the format there. HR function, we did 30 training programs. Did they find out what is the 30 programs that they needed? Was there a need analysis done to find out what is required? Bita diya. And sometimes there is nothing else to do. I see in software companies, there is people are sitting at the benches. What do? They send them to training because salah bekar pada hai to jao usko training dete. I mean, this is the wrong way of doing it. So nobody is benefiting because the people who come, they come to pass time. And this is where a good creative HR who is thinking differently than the rest of the people can bring out the changes. That's what I'm doing. That's why I said I'm not concerned about the routine HR as you know it. I look at it this way. They bring out the best in people and what you can do for doing it. And there is a lot you can do. And very little is done. And it's not that difficult either. So, we are talking about the passion, long term, without a break, love for it, positive mindset. If you look at the entire history of human achievements through the entire spectrum, the people who have made a difference to human race have gone against the stripe. Whether it's Socrates, whether it's Galileo, whether it's Mahatma Gandhi. And they were sometimes or most of them punished for it. Is that true? Yes or no? But they have that belief, that conviction that what I am doing is right.
Mindset.
They have that belief and conviction. That happens in religions also across the street. The people who made a difference and added a new dimension to it. Joan of Arc was burned at the stake. Jesus Christ was crucified. Martin Luther King was shot dead. Socrates was made to drink poison. But they made a lasting contribution to what's going on. And people are capable. If you get it out of that, I see as HR, enlightened HR person to do, or enlightened parent to do even for that. Then, how to think positive. That's very, very crucial. Because psychological research tells us that by the time you are 14 or 15 years old, your well-meaning parents have told you 1,48,000 times what's wrong with you. If you are lucky, it is 50,000 times. You are incapable, you don't deserve this, the neighbor's son is better, you're not going to make it. And variation on this theme. I'll give you an example. In America, we did a study. We measured the IQ of young kids, 5 to 7 years of age. We divided into two groups. One overachievers, one underachievers. Below 110 IQ, underachievers, over 125 IQ, overachievers. We put them in the same class. An elementary school teacher who was given both the groups, she was told the fact otherwise. One that was bright, we told her this is a dull group. And one that was dull, we told her this is a bright group. You with me? Then what happened? At the end of the year, we remeasured that. When IQ changes until about age of maturity, about 16, 17, 18. Then it's frozen. Emotional quotient keeps changing as you become wiser and more mature. We measured their IQ. The kids who were underachievers, when the teacher was told that they are higher achievers, their IQ jumped by 2.3 average. The ones who were underachievers, they dropped by 3.2. Why? Because the teacher will walk in the classroom, there is a bright kid sitting there, she said, I don't think you will understand. But try. In the other class, you will go and the kids say, ma'am, I don't understand. Of course you understand, you are smart. Come on, put your mind to it. She encouraged them, she motivated them. And they came out with the results. Write down, Rushi principle. I have got 7 principles, I'll give you one before my work is over today. And I want you to think about it. Your treatment or behavior with any object or a person. Your treatment or behavior with any object or a person depends on what attributes you give to that object or a person. Let me illustrate what I mean by that. Say once upon a time atom was believed to be what?
Molecule.
The smallest particle.
Smallest particle. As long as the physicists believe this is the smallest particle, what he will not do? He would not even think about splitting it. Is that correct? So his mindset is this is the smallest, end of the story. The one who splits it, what does he have to do?
He will have to
First, think that it's not the smallest particle. So he has given the attribute that this thing out there is the smallest particle. Now he has to think this is not the smallest, it's splittable. Is that correct?
Yes.
Huh?
It is more small also.
Right. So he, I can split it. He thinks like differently. Did he succeed? Yes? Who was it? Who is it? Okay, Rutherford at Cambridge. Lord Rutherford at Cambridge. Now the point is, did atom change?
Yes.
The same thing. Atom is it's your mindset change. We did something else with the thing which you. So your perception has to do with the behavior, not the reality. Understand that? How you perceive this object, your behavior will be dependent on that. And the same goes for how you perceive people, your behavior will be the same with those people. If you believe that this person working for us is no good, he is not going to be any good. I give that elementary school children example. Same thing happens in the offices.
Is it related with our approach for a particular object?
That's right. So how you what I believe in you will decide my approach. What I believe about you. What I think about you will make me behave in a particular, this is what is capable, this is what is not, therefore my prejudice will dictate my behavior, or my perception, if you would like a better word. Give you another illustration. I was lecturing to 100 doctors in a hospital. I asked them a simple question. I said, doctors, what do you do? They said, what do you mean what do we do properly? We treat disease. I said, you never treated a disease in your life. What are you telling me? They said, what do you mean? We've been treating disease since we got our degree. I said, no, you're not. Now they'd call me, so they said, why are you saying this? Explain. I said, I explained to you. I said, guy comes to you and he said, what's the problem? Fever. What else? Cold. Where do you live? Thane, malaria. Because Thane is malaria. So I said, he writes, take chloroquine, starting tomorrow, 2 weeks later you come see me. I said, 2 weeks later the guy comes back. How do you feel? Awful. Do you take the medicine? Yeah, no. Requires further investigation. Vidal test. He goes, next day brings a report from Vidal lab. It's not malaria, it's typhoid. As if the patient had told him it was malaria. Doctors are amazing. They behave like the patient had told them it was malaria. He says, it's not malaria, it's typhoid. Starting today you take Cifran and not chloroquine. I asked the doctor, I said, do you do this? He said, yes. I said, then you did not treat the disease, you treated the diagnosis, which is the perception about the disease. If the patient is lucky, the disease and the diagnosis will coincide. And I tell you, in America, every year, according to research, 8 lakhs people die because of wrong diagnosis. In India, we don't have such research. But there's a word in medicine for this, iatrogenic death. A death caused by a doctor. Iatros in Greek means doctor, genic is caused by, so iatrogenic death. Because doctors mistake wrong diagnosis, therefore wrong treatment, therefore the death.
That is a crime.
Yeah, it is a crime. It has always been a crime.
But now,
Yeah.
मेरे साथ हुआ था।
Finish.
मेरी malaria।
One minute. Now I tell you one last thing. As a parting gift, I'm going to share a story about my friend. When I went to California in 1964, I met this friend. Friend's name is General Sherman. It's the name of a tree in Sequoia National Park, which is 276 feet 8 inches tall, taller than a 25-story building. It requires 17 men to encircle this tree. One of its branches, 145 feet in there, is 7 feet in diameter. This tree has enough wood to make 300 5-bedroom bungalows. This tree is estimated to be 3,000 years old. But it grew from a seed which weighed 3/1000 of an ounce. If you kept it in your palm, you might miss it. Do you believe our Maker gave more potential to a tree than to each one of us? In each one of us, there is a phenomenal potential residing. And by passion, clarity of focus, goal, perseverance, and discipline, you achieve what you wish to. And as you start that journey, I share the blessings of Kalidas. Shantanukula Shivaste Pantaha. May the winds be favorable and the path auspicious. Enjoyed being with you.
Thank you.